Hello everyone, Voodoo here, and today I'm here with a video going over basically movement for Havoc Demon Hunter. Now, movement for Havoc is probably the most important thing to grasp. It's important to use for Inertia and basically the entire left side of our talent tree, which of course is very, very powerful. You don't need to use it. You can use like no mover if you want, but mastering your movement is going to be very important. So in this video, we're gonna go over that. Make sure you like the video, comment, and subscribe. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers. Let's go on to the video, teach you how to master your movement. So first things first, why would anyone even care about movement talents? Now the answer is these three talent nodes in our tree here on the left. The combination of Initiative, which gives you a very powerful critical strike bonus, Tactical Retreat, which gives you Fury, Unbound Chaos, which is some damage, and then Inertia, or I guess Momentum, which is a damage buff, combined to make you use two rotational abilities basically on cooldown in combat. Not on cooldown, but very often as part of your rotation in combat. Now, these two abilities are going to be Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat. There are other abilities that Demon Hunter has that causes your character to move, those being the Hunt and Fell Blade, but those cause you to move to your target, so they're almost always very predictable. You know exactly where you're going. Generally speaking, they won't get you into bad cases, but if like someone's standing in a puddle and you have Fell Blade to it or Hunt to it and you hit the puddle, that'll kill you, but that one's on you really. So I'm not going to cover those in this video. I don't think I need to, but Fell Blade and the Hunt do it. But Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat are the main culprits here. So both are pretty common in Havoc's rotation. Vengeful Retreat is a 20-second button that causes you to gain Fury and also reset Initiative, which is a 10% critical strike bonus. And Fell Rush does some damage, and whenever you empower it with Immolation Aura, you end up getting a damage buff from it. So look at my character here. Fell Rush is this. You have two charges. It recovers pretty quickly. Just a little rush forward. You can see it goes, pretty sizable distance. This goes where your character is facing, not where your camera is facing. So you can do them together, but like let's say I'm facing, my camera backwards this way and my character's facing towards the screen here. I Fell Rush, it's going to go this way. But if I line everything up here, I turn my character, I can do like this, I will Fell Rush where I'm going. So, important to keep that in mind. You Fell Rush where you are facing, not where the camera's facing. And the other one is Vengeful Retreat, which is a little backflip. Boop. Now these send you both roughly about the same distance. You can see there, I Fell Rushed to roughly where I stood before. Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat, though, are very weird. They can send you weird distances. If you Fell Rush up a cliff, down a cliff, into a wall, into like a random pixel on the ground with different movement effects, they don't always send you the same way or the same distance, but for the most part, they will almost always send you kind of the same distance forward, right? You see what I mean here? If I Fell Rush up this cliff and then down it, go a little bit further each time. You can manipulate it by like moving during it. So there's some weird cases there, but those are your basic movement buttons. Fell Rush you use very often. You use it basically every 20 seconds or less with Immolation Aura. Vengeful Retreat you use every 20 seconds on cooldown as close as possible. And those are both very important to dealing damage. All right, so those are the abilities and stuff that make us use our movement. Now you're probably wondering, how do we use that movement? I'm here in Dazar Allure because the dummies are a little bit easier to show you guys what I'm talking about. And also there's nobody here. So pretty nice place if you ever want to practice. But we're just go over some movement stuff in both single target and raid, kind of really break it down for you guys bit by bit. So the main thing with Fell Rush is just to kind of memorize how far it goes. Now I don't have a number off the top of my head. I'll look it up and put it on top of the screen here. But it's pretty short. It's always going to go the same distance, or at least you expect it to. Getting used to how far the distance is going to be very, very useful. Same with VR, Vengeful Retreat. Now, the easy thing there is that obviously they go the same distance. So if I Vengeful Retreat and I Fell Rush, I end up back in the same spot. Now, you never actually want to do that. Now, it's going to be hard to see, especially with Vengeful Retreat on cooldown. But whenever I use Fell Rush, there's a short GCD. It's like 0.6 seconds, 0.7 seconds. It's shorter. It's longer than the actual GCD, where you can't actually use Vengeful Retreat. So if I Vengeful Retreat here, and I'm going to spam my Fell Rush button, you see it doesn't work until basically as soon as I land. Now, normally, as soon as you use another button, as soon as you use Vengeful Retreat, you can use another button. So the main thing you want to do is to make sure you never Fell Rush and Vengeful Retreat back to back. And I know that kind of defeats the purpose, right? Like if you Vengeful Retreat out, then how do you get back in? Well, you can use something like Fell Blade, you can use something like the Hunt, or you can just get to the next point, which I'll do in a second. But it's important you never Fell Rush into Vengeful Retreat basically ever. You're just missing a global. There's no point in doing it unless you really kind of goofed up. there's just not really what you want to be doing. So I'll do Vengeful Retreat and I'll just like Fell Blade back in, right? Boom, easy, no missed globals. You can Vengeful Retreat and Chaos Strike on your way out, everything like that. Now, obviously the best way to do it is just to maintain uptime. Maintaining uptime is the key to DPSing as any melee. And as one who moves all the time and kind of forces their way out of melee range, the best way to do that is to pretend that the boss here is a bit of like a triangle. And what you want to do is you want to Fel Rush so that at any moment in time, you're Fel Rushing through the triangle or side to side. So if I Fel Rush through the boss here, I always maintain uptime. If I Fel Rush side to side, I can maintain uptime as well. However, it's going to be a little bit worse, especially on this dummy, because its hitbox isn't very big, but on most bosses you can do so. So if I Fel Rush this way, I don't lose much uptime. I lose a bit, but you can see there, it's basically the best way to do it is side to side, kind of on a diagonal there, straight through the boss. I don't have any Fel Rushes. I guess we'll do it with Vengeful Retreat. Straight through the boss. And again, you know, this is a tiny hitbox. Straight through the boss, diagonally, basically any way that allows you to keep meleeing and keep hitting and stuff like that. On this dummy, hard to show you guys that it's so small, but on most raid bosses, if you keep the idea of just having a large central object, Fel Rushing through it, side to side, all that stuff, then you'll be good to go. Now in Mythic Plus, it's gonna be pretty much the same. So we see here, there's a pack, basically the same stuff. You want to Fel Rush through the pack, that you don't really lose uptime. Now Mythic Plus, it's a lot easier to do this rotation stuff because there's just a lot more things to hit. You can Fel Rush through, tab around, and just stuff like that. Again, Vengeful Retreat over the pack, kind of the best way to do it. So it's a lot easier because the hitbox is going to generally be wider. But the best way to do it is just to find the way where you can Fel Rush through as many things as possible, or Vengeful Retreat through as many targets as possible. The more surface area you're covering as like with a Fel Rush or a Vengeful Retreat, the more ability you have to maintain that uptime, right? So whenever you can Fel Rush or Vengeful Retreat through your target, or you know, like behind your target or around your target, that's when you want to be doing it, and that's the best place to be as a Demon Hunter. You need to Fel Rush or backflip in such a way that you are maintaining uptime, and that is the big key. All right, so that's kind of the general idea of movement, but now let's talk about how to actually use it in combat. That's going to be your Inertia buffs and your Vengeful Retreat Essence Break combo, basically. Normal Vengeful Retreat without Essence Break, just use it on cooldown, push a button and hit something. I guess I'll just go up to a dummy and show you. So I'll use it, I'll like Chaos Strike my way through, and then I'll basically maintain uptime the whole time. You could do that, and you can Death Sweep, you can do whatever. Just, you know, don't have your empty globals. It's important you're doing stuff during those globals. For the other stuff, it's really important that you use your Inertia buffs on different things. So Inertia is this talent here. Whenever you use Unbound Chaos, Fel Rush gives you more damage. So you do 18% more damage for about 5 seconds. This stacks. And you want to use this on a few things. The first thing is you want to always save one for your Essence Break combo, which is every 40 seconds. After that, you want to use any others on Death Sweeps or Blade Dances as your top priority, the Hunt and its dot as your second priority, or like an I-Beam as your third priority if you ever get resets. The reason Blade Dance and Death Sweep are so strong is because of the damage they do, and also the glaives they throw out because of our tier set. When you combine the glaives and Death Sweep and Blade Dance's own damage, it is more than like the initial hit of the Hunt, but the Hunt is still very strong and the dot does do a lot of damage. So whenever you can buff kind of both, that's the best place to be in. But generally speaking, because the cast of the Hunt is so long, only buffing its dot is perfectly fine as well. And in AOE, it's even better because the dot hits 5 targets. So like I said, those are kind of your priorities. So you can use one here on like, I guess we'll Hunt first, and then I'll Fel Rush and I'll use a Death Sweep. And then I have so much time here to do, you know, anything else. The dot is buffed, Death Sweep is buffed. You can see so much damage is being done here through all the soul scars, all the blade dances, the Hunt dot, and you know, kind of everything like that, right? So lots of damage comes out of that. Generally, it's kind of the best way to be buffing your things and doing that. The other big thing, of course, is the Essence Break combo. So it's going to be a little harder on this dummy because A, this dummy doesn't proc initiative, and B, this dummy is very small, but I'll show you guys the general tools you use for Essence Break with Vengeful Retreat. So we'll start off just by getting Fury, and then we'll go Immolation Aura to start just to get a Fel Rush. Then we'll backflip into I-Beam, Fel Rush back in, Essence Break, Death Sweep, and then 2 Annihilations. You can see there that kind of uses both Fel Rush and Vengeful Retreat. But you notice I Vengeful Retreat and then Fell Rushed. And the thing there is I actually didn't. I used Vengeful Retreat and then pushed I-Beam on basically the same global, so that as I'm flying backwards, the GCD for Fell Rush that like gets locked out is being taken up by that I-Beam channel, and then I can Fell Rush back in and Essence Break. This is the best way we've come up with to overlap all these buffs, so this is how you want to be using your Essence Break. There's other movement stuff too, like the Hunt and Fellblade, but I really don't think I need to be covering that here, because that's not the big, hard, difficult stuff for Havoc. To round things off here, I'll show you guys the opener to kind of show how we put all that movement together. So we're gonna start off, just get some Fury. So Sigil of Flame, Immolation, Aura, and then we're gonna start off Fellblading too, just to get Fury. I-Beam into the Hunt, Fell Rush, Essence Break, Death Sweep, Vengeful Retreat, meta to cancel, Death Sweep again, and then I-Beam. And then from here, you're going to use that second Fell Rush here to buff the Death Sweep, and then obviously make sure we're not capping. So that's kind of just the important part of putting the movement all together, maintaining your uptime, making sure you don't Fell Rush into a Vengeful Retreat or Vengeful Retreat into a Fell Rush, just so that you can keep using all your buttons, and also just crossing as much distance as you can and just staying on your target. That's kind of the big thing. That's the most important thing. That's kind of the best way to do it. That's going to be it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. This week's content will be a little bit different because we should be getting some news stuff this week. So probably after today, rest of that will be just covering the news content we get. Should be a big week for news and WoW. Hopefully we get Demon Hunter trees on Friday. That would be nice. But yeah, so make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. I'll be live Thursday and Wednesday night on Twitch, so go follow me there. Join my Discord, become a channel member if you want to support me, and just thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys found use from this. Hope you guys get better at movement, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Guillermo Lamas, Brad Wisniak, It's Bulk, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel and get a few perks along the way, check the link in the description to become a channel member, or go follow me on Twitch and sub there. Again, thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.